Good morning, guys. Today I'm going to share with you 5 things you can do to save yourself some money this fall. Okay, so number 1, shut some lights off. It's the middle of the day, you don't need every light on. Especially in rooms you're not even in. You can still see where you're going. Okay, so number 2 is kind of like number 1, but it will help you save money for when you forget to shut the lights off or when you absolutely need the lights on. As you all know, fall time is the time where it's dark most of the time you're home. It's dark when you go to work, it's dark when you get home from work. You know, if you live in Alaska, it might be dark all the time. So the second thing you can do is go around your house and check on all the lights you have. If you have any of these types of lights, where they have the filament thing, where Thomas Edison made them, you may want to think about changing those. That's a 60-watt light bulb. That means it takes 60 watts. It takes 60 watts to run each one of these light bulbs. So there's 4 light bulbs in here that is taking 60 watts of energy. And if you don't know, your energy company bills you for every 1,000 watts you use. So if what you want to do is you want to check your light bulbs, we actually already replaced these bulbs because they were the lights that were on the most. So each one of these ones had 100-watt light bulbs in them. So that was 400 watts for every 1 hour it was on. And we replaced them with the LED lights. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, if you don't believe me, here's one of the light bulbs. I don't know why we're saving that, but we're saving them. So there's a few kinds of light bulbs you can get. There's a whole variety. We got these ones from Home Depot. These are Sylvania ones. They're 60-watt replacement ones. That means that they're equivalent to what a 60-watt light bulb, like what we had in that room, was. But it only uses 8.5 watts per light bulb. So just think of the savings you're gonna have. Ours are the daylight ones. We like the whiter light, so when we're recording it doesn't look funny. I don't know if you could tell in the other room that it was kind of a yellow looking color. But we'll go and replace those 60-watt light bulbs real quick. But yeah, this is fairly simple. You just unscrew the light bulb and put the new light bulb in and you start saving money. See how it's kind of yellow? I don't really like that light, so we're gonna put the daylight ones in here. And one thing you want to remember is to shut the lights off to make sure they're not hot when you go to switch it, because these light bulbs will, well, they'll burn your fingers, especially if it's a 100-watter. And if you don't have 4, don't worry. Like, you can save money by just changing one of them. Look at that. We've already started to save, what is that, 51.5 watts per hour? I mean, that's a significant savings on your light bill, especially for when your kids leave their lights on all day while you're at work and nobody's home. So we're saving a ridiculous amount of watts per hour. So that was fairly simple. And look how much brighter the room is. We probably could get away with 40-watt light bulbs in this room. And then here you can kind of compare the stats that are on the side of the box so you can see your cost savings. And now for number 3. Number 3 is to use a programmable thermostat. If you don't have one of these, man, you are throwing away some money. This will cost you a little bit of money up front, but it will save you a ton of money. Lowering your thermostat while you're away from your house has been a proven fact to save money. I will try to find the article I read and link it down in the description below. There's no reason to heat your house to 70 degrees when you're not there. It's not benefiting anybody. So what you can do is you can lower your thermostat when you are scheduled to leave your house during the week. So even if you lower it 5 degrees, you're gonna be saving money because your furnace isn't going to be trying to heat the house up to 70 degrees all the time. So like when you leave your house, you can set it down to 65. We have ours set to 65, and as you can see, it's 67 in here. So technically the furnace isn't running, even though it says it's running. But anyway, so then your furnace won't run for like 3 or 4 hours. And then when it does run, it'll only run for a little bit, and then it'll shut back off again. So it's easier for it to keep it at 65 than it is to keep it at 70. So then also, you can have it scheduled to turn on, say 30 minutes before you get home, and then your furnace will only run for that 20 minutes where it gets it back up to 70, So you've saved money every day. And you can also do this at nighttime for when you're sleeping. You can have it cool down at nighttime because you're sleeping. It doesn't really matter how warm it is. You can program it for whatever temperature you feel comfortable at. And that will save you money on your light bill and your gas bill. So it's a double saver. I know what you're saying. I know your significant other doesn't like to be cold at night. Well, I've got a solution for you on that too, so you can save even more money at nighttime. You can buy a mattress warmer where you can turn her side up to keep her warm at night for when her sheets aren't cold. And then I also know what you're saying, but I sweat a lot at night, Rob. So, I mean, if you're like me, I mean, you can just leave your side unplugged. I don't have my side plugged in because I don't want to get electrocuted. But on a serious note, the bed warmer is a nice alternative to having cooler temperatures in your house, because once you get into bed, you'll be warm and it doesn't really matter how cold it is in your house. And another easy way to save money is to have, I call them a smart power strip. But basically, if you have a power strip, you know, everybody's got a bajillion things that they have plugged in. And leave it over there. There's a whole bunch of stuff plugged in over there. So if you get a smart power strip, you can basically have one piece of your equipment be the master power supplier. So like basically in this situation, we have the TV is the master power. So there's basically always power to the TV, but when the TV is off, none of these other pieces of equipment have power running to them. So to show you what I mean, so as you can see, the Wii does not have a red light on. If it was plugged into a normal power outlet, that light would be on all the time and it would be costing you money, just like this TV one is. So if you buy a smart power strip, once you turn your TV on, it gives power to the rest of the appliances that are plugged in. So like even this one, like look down here. So you got a light here, a light in the back here, I just seen it turn on. So there's a little bit of power going to all these devices. Where this will save you the most money is at nighttime. People go to bed with their TVs on. Ideally, you could just leave these unplugged, but it will save you money if you set your timer. So if you have your timer set to shut off after 2 hours when you're sleeping, basically this will power off all by itself, and then all of the other lights will shut off also. And that will save you money with you doing absolutely nothing besides setting a timer on your TV. Plus it'll save you money all day. And if you want to save the most money, you could just take and shut your power strip off when you're not using it, and then there will be no power going to any of your devices. Better turn that back on so Jacob doesn't know I was in here. And a real quick funny story, when we moved to this new house, we had the one thing that you don't think about costing you a lot of money is your, say, your cable box, like your Dish Network box, the receiver thing that they send you. We had one at our old house, and we had it on, you know, for the DVR and all that stuff back when we had the satellite dish. And we moved, but we left it plugged in, and we unplugged it, and it literally saved us like $10. It might have been $15 a month. So, I mean, that's how much energy it uses just to be plugged in and on. Like, I don't even think it was on, it was just plugged in. And then we shut that power strip off and unplugged everything, and it saved us $10. So that's something to think about. So even like now, like I have this TV's plugged into a power strip. All I have to do, because I'm not using it, is turn it off. And that will save us money. So pick yourself up a power strip, plug all your stuff in it, and pick up a smart one. I mean, it's nice to be able to just shut one thing off and it shuts everything off. Another way to save money is to take advantage of off-peak hours. So if you don't know what peak hours are, you can look them up with your electric company. They have hours of the day where they're considered peak hours because that's where most people are using their power. But if you are lucky enough to have a newer dishwasher or a newer washer, you can use what's called a delay feature. We do not have that on our dishwasher, so we try to run our dishwasher as late as possible, like 10, 11 o'clock at night if we're still up. That way, the energy it costs to run the dishwasher is theoretically cheaper. But if you're fortunate enough to have a newer dishwasher where they have our old dishwasher at our old house, you could set it to wait 4 hours to start washing. So let's say it's 8 o'clock at night, you're gonna do the dishes in the dishwasher, or you're planning on starting your dishwasher. You can just set the button so that your dishwasher will start 4 hours later and it'll run during the middle of the night, which will be cheaper. Also, with your wash machine, you can have your washer run later at night. I think that one you could program up to 8 hours later. So you could set the delay for 8 hours and you could do it at 8 o'clock and it would run at 4 o'clock. That way when you got up in the morning, your laundry was done and it hasn't been sitting in your washer getting stinky, and then you can just throw it in the dryer. And then even at that time, you're still on off-peak hours because it's in the middle of the night. And if you get up at 5 like we do, that works out great. One thing I would like to see happen is for there to be a delay on the dryer, so you can run the dryer in the middle of the night on the non-peak hour. One thing you want to remember is if you have a water softener, you want to time both of those so that it doesn't run when your water softener regenerates. That's something to think about. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you found any of these tips useful, give the video a thumbs up. Also, I will leave a link down in the description below to where if you want to purchase any of these items, you can get them from Amazon. They'll send them right to your door. And if you want more money-saving tips, I'm sure there's some videos in the sidebar or down below that you can check out and get more money-saving tips. Thanks for watching. Gotta shut these lights off.